And welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn.
March has been absolute madness. From busted brackets to Tiger wins, we have it all for you right here.
Welcome back to Sports Night in Auburn. I'm Logan Carr.
And I'm Lydia Welborn.
Starting off with men's basketball, the Tigers hosted the Nevada Wolfpack last Wednesday in Neville Arena.
And Auburn brought the energy, with Philip Jovic, Keyshawn Hall, Tahad Pettiford, and Elijah Freeman leading the way.
The four combined for 63 of Auburn's 75 points, a dominant showing from the group.
When it was all said and done, the Tigers came out on top, 75-69. And Eagle Eye's own Sam Houghton was there with more from Neville Arena.
It's round 3 of the NIT tournament. Nevada comes to town to take on the Auburn Tigers. It will be the Tigers' last game in Neville Arena. Can they finish with a bang? We'll see.
Auburn wasted no time setting the tone early. Keyshawn Hall knocked down a three-pointer in the opening minutes, and Tahad Pettiford followed with a steal and layup to spark a quick Tigers run. Despite a cold stretch from the field, Auburn stayed in control, getting a big boost from freshman Philip Jovic. Jovic dominated the paint, throwing down multiple dunks and finishing the first half with 12 points, helping Auburn take a 38-26 lead into the break. The Tigers kept the momentum going in the second half, and so did Jovic, extending the lead to as much as 15 after a couple dunks from Jovic. But Nevada didn't go away quietly. The Wolfpack cut the lead to single digits late, putting pressure on Auburn down the stretch. That's when Auburn responded. Elijah Freeman came up clutch, scoring 8 of his 15 points in the final minutes to seal the game. Listen to what Tahad Pettiford had to say.
That's why we're still playing. That's why we're here. Our goal is to win it all, so that's what we're here to do. Just going to get ready to go to Indiana and finish business.
Jovic led Auburn with 18 points and 9 rebounds, while Pettiford added 16 points and a game-high 6 assists, plus this nasty block. Auburn wins 75-69, secures their 5th straight 20-win season, and now heads to Indiana with a chance to keep their postseason run alive.
Auburn knocks Nevada out of the tournament and advances to the semifinals. They will take on Illinois State April 2nd. For Eagle Eye TV, I'm Sam Mullen.
Next up, the Tigers are headed to Indianapolis for the NIT Final Four, where they will take on Illinois State this Thursday, April 2nd. Wishing them the best of luck in Indy.
Coming up next, Hayden joins us in the studio to provide a national sports update that you'll definitely want to catch. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. My name is Hayden Sebree, and I'm here to give you an update in all things sports across the nation. Since it's March, it's time to talk about the Final Four stage for both the NCAA men's and women's bracket. First, the men's side, the UConn Huskies were able to punch their ticket into the semifinals on a crazy last-minute three-pointer over the Duke Blue Devils. Then Illinois took the tournament by storm, taking down Iowa in the Elite Eight and onto the number 1 seed in Arizona, who also now able to set their sails towards the Final Four when they took down the Boilermakers. Lastly, the Michigan Wolverines took the last slot in their win over Tennessee. These 4 teams will have it out and will definitely be an exciting end to the tournament. Now, for the women's side, no surprise. Here, the UConn women's team has earned their way to the Final Four. Also, Dawn Staley's South Carolina team has also clinched a spot with their win over TCU. UCLA took down Duke to get past the Elite Eight. Then, finally, the Texas Longhorns demolished Michigan to earn their last spot in the semifinals. And that's all the time I have for you today for national news, but stick around for the Men's Minute coming up.
Welcome back. It's time for our Men's Minute, and we're starting out on the green.
The Tigers headed down to Palm City, Florida last week for the Valspar Collegiate Invitational, where Auburn finished 2nd overall in a strong field.
Kanan Pope led the way with a 3rd-place finish, shooting an impressive 13 under par.
An all-around strong performance from the Tigers and a great showing on the course.
Next up, the boys look to continue their form as they head to Franklin, Tennessee for the Mason Rudolph Championship this weekend. Now, Kevin, I hear you have more about one of our nationally ranked teams.
Well, let's get into the swing of things with America's pastime and talk some Auburn baseball. The 5th-ranked Tigers took on South Alabama Tuesday for what looked like some midweek batting practice for Butch Thompson's lineup. The Tigers opened up scoring early with a Chase Fralick RBI double in the first and continued to pile on runs throughout the early innings that saw Auburn taking a 5-0 lead into the 5th. After a scoreless 5th and 6th, Auburn put up 4 runs in the 7th thanks to a Cade Ballou 2-run double and Bristol Carter 2-run single. Chris Rembert wrapped up Tuesday night early with an 8th-inning solo shot that forced a mercy rule. The top 25 MLB prospect was 3 for 4 on the day with 4 RBIs. Seems he had a pair of golden spikes on tonight. Sports reporter Sam Houghton was at the game and has more.
Here in Montgomery, Alabama, the Auburn Tigers take on the South Alabama Jaguars. Both teams have had big wins recently, so let's see how it plays out.
It didn't take long for Auburn to get things started. In the bottom of the first, Chris Rembert got things started with a 1-out single, and later scored thanks to a Chase Fralick double. The momentum carried into the 2nd inning. Bristol Carter drove in a run with a single right back up the middle, and Rembert added to his strong night with a sacrifice fly to deep center, extending the lead to 3. By the 4th inning, Rembert stayed hot at the plate. He ripped a 2-run single through the left side, giving Auburn a 5-0 advantage and tallying 3 RBIs in his first 3 at-bats. While the offense was rolling, starting pitcher Andres Alvarez was just as dominant on the mound. The sophomore retired 12 straight batters and struck out 7 during a stretch that kept the opposing lineup off balance all night. And when a 1-out single finally broke up the streak in the 7th, Auburn's defense responded immediately with a double play to shut down any momentum. Leading by 5, the Tigers blew the game open in the 7th. Cade Ballou picked up his 3rd hit of the night with a 2-run double to right center, and Bristol Carter followed with a 2-run single of his own, pushing the lead to 9. Out of the bullpen, Marcel Kulick came in and worked around traffic in the 8th, keeping the shutout intact. Then, fittingly, Rembert put the finishing touch on a standout performance, hitting a home run and ending the game early with the 10-run rule in effect.
The Auburn Tigers win 10-0 and improve to 20-4 on the year. They take on Alabama this Friday in Tuscaloosa. For Eagle Eye TV, I'm Sam Hall.
The Tigers seem to follow the weather, cooling down for their weekend Iron Bowl against number 22 Alabama, dropping all 3 of their games this weekend to the Crimson Tide. The Tigers struck first in Game 1 via an RBI double from the bat of Eric Guevara. After that, it was all Alabama. The Tide capitalized on a 2nd-inning error en route to a 2-1 lead as Luke Vaughn took Jake Marciano deep. Marciano gave up another home run in the 5th as Bama extended the lead to 3-1. Bama continued to pile up runs while Auburn had no answer on offense. The Tide gave Auburn a fate they handed out earlier in the week, mercy ruling the Tigers in the 8th. Auburn was 2 for 19 with runners on base and 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, while Alabama hit 3 home runs in their 11-1 victory. The second game was a turnaround for the Tigers, who fought hard through 9 innings in a tight 3-2 loss. Bristol Carter again started things off for the Tigers with a walk. Carter then advanced a second on a Rembert single, stole 3rd, and made it all the way home thanks to a pass ball. Alabama took advantage of an error and used some savvy situational hitting to take a 2-1 lead. Auburn starter Jackson Sanders was pulled in the 5th, striking out 6 and giving up 7 hits in a productive start. Auburn tied things up in the 7th and threatened to score again in the 8th and 9th, but could not get across the plate. Alabama hit back-to-back doubles in the top of the 9th to seal another victory for the Tide. The series finale was a replay of the opener, but with less scoring from Alabama. The Auburn pitchers held the Tide to just 4 hits, but the offense provided only 2 of their own. Auburn again opened things up with a 1st-inning run, but failed to produce much of anything after that. Alabama tied the score off of a Justin LeBron 2-out RBI single to left. Auburn starter Alex Petrovic struck out 6 in 5 innings of work, lowering his ERA to 2.80. Alabama broke the tie in the 8th as they capitalized on Auburn blunders. A hit batter, stolen base, and 2 wild pitches led to 2 runs from the Tide. Bama added insurance in the 9th off another RBI single. Auburn went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 9th as they fell in a series sweep to Alabama. The Tigers dropped from 5th to 11th in the national top 25. And the team is playing right now at Georgia Tech. The current score is 3-2 with Auburn on top. We will have to see how the game plays out from there. Now we're swapping a bat for a racket. Auburn fans are a lot happier with how things swung for the men's tennis team. The number 23 ranked Tigers beat number 7 LSU. The Tigers were locked in early, grabbing the doubles point. Hamza Nazrinadov, Billy Blades, and Alan Bajarski went to work in singles to clinch the match. Auburn proved to be the superior Tigers in this one, winning 5-2 and snagging a 4th top 25 win. Well, the Tigers failed to repeat their success against South Carolina, but competed a hard-fought 3.5-hour match. The Blades brothers contributed another doubles point, besting South Carolina's 8th-ranked doubles tandem. Auburn battled in singles, and Nazrinadov knocked off the nation's 15th-ranked player. However, it was not enough as the Tigers fell 4-3 in an ending that went down to the final 2 matches. Next up, the Tigers stay home to compete against Texas A&M on Thursday, April 2nd. It will be exciting to see how they respond after splitting last week's battle with tough competition. Now I'm going to throw over to Logan and Lydia with some swim and dive updates.
Kevin, over the weekend, Auburn Swim and Dive headed east to Atlanta for the NCAA Championships.
And they made their mark, starting with a program record in the men's 800 free relay, touching the wall at 6:10.77.
And the records didn't stop there. Abdallah Nasser set another record in the 200 fly with a time of 1:39.59.
That performance earned Nazar All-American honors, and he wasn't alone. Teammate Ethan Swar also walked away with All-American status. Congratulations, boys.
Before the break, we have a question for you from the Diamond. How many Auburn baseball players are from Auburn, Alabama? Is it A, 3, B, 2, C, 1, or D, 0? We'll have the answer for you when we get back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. Before the break, we asked you a baseball trivia question. To jog your memory, how many Auburn baseball players are from Auburn, Alabama? Is it A, 3, B, 2, C, 1, or D, 0? If you guessed A, you're right, 3. Todd Clay, Cade Bellew, and Tanner Waldrop all call Auburn home. And you've got to love seeing hometown talent stay here on the Plains.
Meanwhile, the second-ranked Auburn women's tennis team was dominant Thursday night, shutting out Mississippi State 7-0 at the Yarborough Tennis Center.
The Tigers came out strong in doubles, where Ashton Bowers and Ekaterina Kairinova set the tone with a 6-0 win, their 20th victory together this season.
Angela Okatoy and Marina Refit followed that up at the 2 spot, rallying from an early deficit to win 6-2 and clinch the doubles point for Auburn.
In singles, Iveta Ionesco got things rolling quickly with a strong straight sets win at number 6 to double the Tigers' lead.
Angela Okatoy kept the momentum going with a 6-2, 6-1 win at number 2, putting Auburn just 1 point away from the team victory.
And it was Ashton Bowers who clinched it, taking her match in straight sets to stay perfect in dual play this season and give the Tigers a 4-0 lead.
After the match was decided, Auburn kept its foot on the gas with DJ Bennett, Ava Esposito, and Marina Refit finishing off 3-set wins to complete the 7-zip sweep.
And the Tigers kept that momentum rolling into the weekend, picking up a huge rivalry win over number 38, Alabama, taking it 6-1 at the Yarborough Tennis Center.
The win also set a program record with 26 victories on the season.
Auburn once again set the tone in doubles as Ashton Bowers and Ekaterina Kairinova stayed red hot with a 6-0 win, while DJ Bennett and Ava Esposito took care of business on the top court to secure the doubles point.
In singles, Angela Okatoy delivered a statement win in straight sets, and freshman Eva Ionesco continued her impressive weekend with a dominant performance to extend the Tigers' lead.
Then, just like she's done all season, Ashton Bowers clinched it for Auburn with a strong straight sets win.
After the match was decided, DJ Bennett and Ekaterina Karutanova added 2 more wins to cap off the 6-1 victory. With the win, Auburn improves to 26-2 overall and a perfect 17-0 at home this season.
Next up, the Tigers hit the road for a big Texas swing at the tail end of the week, taking on the number 3 Texas A&M and number 7 Texas. Now, from one top-ranked team to another, Kevin's taking us to the stables.
Thanks, Lydia. The number 1 Auburn Tigers equestrian saw its SEC title run end in the semifinals, falling 11-9 to number 4 Texas A&M at home. Auburn dropped flat 4-1 and reigning 3-2 early, putting them in a 7-3 hole, but battled back, taking fences 3-2 and horsemanship 2-2 down the stretch. Caroline Olsen and Avery Glenn both earned most outstanding performance honors in the comeback push. Despite the loss, the Auburn faithful showed their appreciation for their team, which caught the attention of head coach Jessica Broswell. Broswell thanked the fans, saying, "I want to thank the Auburn family for their support today. The crowd was outstanding. Surely a tough loss, but no long faces for the Tigers or their horses with nationals looming." Now back to the Diamond. Auburn softball showed serious response midweek, rallying from down 3-0 to beat South Alabama 6-3 at Jane B. Moore Field on Military Appreciation Night. Ella Harrison settled in after a rough first inning and took over, throwing a complete game with 10 strikeouts and allowing just 2 hits over the final 6 innings while picking up her 10th win of the season. Offensively, Auburn flipped the game in the second with a 5-run frame. Ava Ratliff delivered a 2 RBI single, Alyssa Hastings followed with a 2 RBI hit, and the Tigers turned early pressure into total control in front of a home crowd honoring service members. Auburn softball then opened the Missouri series with a 3-0 loss, and Ella Harrison deserved better. The sophomore went the distance, struck out 9, walked none, and allowed just 6 hits, but Auburn mustered only 4 hits of its own. Kylie Shaw and Haven Roebuck each doubled, but Missouri got RBI swings in the 2nd, 3rd, and 6th to take Game 1. Game 2 felt like it got away early. Auburn fell 6-3 after Missouri hung a 5 spot in the first, but S.J. Gurin settled in and retired 15 straight batters to keep the Tigers alive. Alyssa Hastings was the offensive bright spot, going 3 for 3 with a first-inning home run, while Michaela Walker and Daigle Wilson each drove in a run. Auburn's late push put the tying run at the plate, but Missouri held on. In the finale, Auburn dropped a 6-4 decision in a game with 3 lead changes. Ava Ratliff delivered the biggest swing for the Tigers, a 2-out, 2-run single in the 3rd, to put Auburn back in front, and Analea Adams added an RBI. Kylie Shaw went 2 for 4, but Missouri answered with 4 unanswered runs over the final 3 innings, including a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 5th. Next, the softball team will head to Fayetteville to face off against the Arkansas Razorbacks on Saturday, April 4th. In other news, the number 6 Auburn Tigers women's golf closed out the Charles Schwab Collegiate Invitational with a 10th place finish, shooting .857 as a team. That's plus 17 against one of the strongest fields in college golf. Anna Davis led Auburn overall, finishing tied for 19th at plus 7 after a final round even par 70, while Charlotte Cantones provided the low round of the day for the Tigers with a 1 under 69, marking her 6th round of par or better this season. As a team, Auburn shot 2 under in the final round, one of the better closing rounds in the field, but earlier scores of 293 and 286 left them too much ground to make up. 3 Auburn Tigers women golf players are set to compete this week at the Georgia State Invitational in Johns Creek, with Ann Fernandez, Frances Brown, and Rachel Gorley all entering as individuals. Fernandez headlines the group with 2 top 5 finishes this season and a career-low 67, while freshman Frances Brown makes just her 3rd collegiate appearance and 2nd of the spring. Rachel Gorley adds experience, making her 18th career start for the Tigers. The tournament begins with 36 holes on Monday, followed by the final round Tuesday, as Auburn looks to build individual momentum heading into the heart of the postseason. Now, Lydia, I'm going to throw it over to you. I heard you have some soccer updates.
Yes, I do, Kevin. The Auburn women's soccer was also in action over the weekend.
The Tigers dominated Mercer on the road, picking up a 5-0 win in Macon.
A strong showing from Auburn as they begin to close out their spring slate.
The Lady Tigers have their second-to-last regular season home game this Thursday as they host Columbia State. Show out while you still can.
Now over to the mat, Auburn Gymnastics is stacking up the hardware with 6 Tigers earning all SEC honors, tying a program record.
On floor, Tigers were recognized led by sophomore Marissa Neal, who scored a 9.9 and picked up her first career All-SEC honor.
Julianne Huff, Olivia Ahern, and Olivia Greaves also earned spots on the All-SEC team with strong performances of their own.
Neal wasn't done there. She also picked up All-SEC honors on vault with another 9.9.
And then over on the bars, Emma Grace Boyd and Alex Irvine rounded it out, both earning their first All-SEC recognition.
A big-time showing for the Tigers and a sign of what's to come for the young squad and at the NCAA Gymnastics Regional Semifinal this Thursday.
Now staying on the mat, it is now time for our last trivia question of the night. Who is the first Auburn gymnast to land the Yurchenko double in competition? Is it A, Suni Lee, B, Paige Sandcan, C, Julie Dwyer, or D, Sophia Bell? No Googling. We'll have the answer when we come back, along with Auburn in the Pros and Trending Tigers. Before the break, we asked our last trivia question of the night. In case you forgot, who was the first Auburn gymnast to land the Yurchenko double in competition? Is it A, Suni Lee, B, Paige Dancan, C, Julie Dwyer, or D, Sophia Bell? The correct answer is D, Sophia Bell. Super impressive stuff. Wish I could do that. Now, time for my personal favorite segment, Auburn in the Pros. We'll start with former Auburn guard Sharif Cooper. Cooper had 17 points and 6 assists off the bench for the Wizards in their win over the Utah Jazz. An impressive showing from one of our own.
Next up is Ryan Watson, who has earned himself a spot on the Boston Red Sox opening day roster. Congratulations, Ryan. Can't wait to see you shine in the big leagues.
And now it's time for our final segment of the night, Trending Tigers. First up, we have to talk about Auburn basketball hiring a new general manager, Brian Cloman, formerly at Louisville. Welcome to the Plains, Brian.
Next up, Avery Glenn was awarded the SEC's Scholar Athlete of the Year in equestrian. Congratulations, Avery. Way to stay on top of all that schoolwork.
Heading over to the court, Sebastian Williams-Adams has 44 steals this season, which is a new freshman record after their game against Nevada. Here's to hoping he can continue that trend in the Final Four.
Last but not least, Auburn's women's tennis has set the program record for wins in a season with 26. Super impressive showing, ladies. Keep it up.
Well, that's all we have in store for you today. For more Sports Night in Auburn and Eagle Eye Sports, follow our Instagram and Twitter pages. Make sure to subscribe right here on YouTube and tune in every single week. Until next week, I'm Lydia Welborn.
For all of us here in the Eagle Eye studio, Kevin and Hayden and everyone behind the camera, our producers are Sophia Weber and Madison Seidel. I'm Logan Carr. This has been Sports Night in Auburn. Good night and War Eagle.